What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 142 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my dining room. Today, I'm giving you all the NFL Week 10 recap. Week 10 was, in my opinion, the best week of the season. So much action, so much drama, overtime wins, upsets, down to the wire games. So you definitely want to tune in. We'll start with the Thursday game. The Panthers beat the Falcons 25-15. PJ Walker, he had 108 passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. D'Onta Foreman, $130 rushing and a touchdown. As for Falcons QB Marcus Mariota, 186 passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The rookie receiver Drake London, 5 catches, 38 yards and a touchdown. So the Falcons and Panthers split their division series at 1 apiece, and the Panthers get the win in their second matchup and go to 3-7 on the season. PJ Walker bounced back in a big way after a terrible performance against the Bengals. He didn't turn the ball over this game, and the Panthers ran the ball over the Falcons with 232 rushing yards. The Panthers defense sacked Mariota 5 times and caused an interception. And as for the Falcons, their offense struggled. They failed to get anything going. Their kicker missed 2 extra points, and the Falcons are now 4-6. On to the Sunday games. The Bucks beat the Seahawks 21-16 in Munich, Germany. Tom Brady, 258 passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The rookie running back, Rachaad White, had 105 rushing yards. As for Chris Godwin, 6 catches, 71 yards and a touchdown. And Julio Jones had a touchdown catch. As for Geno Smith, 275 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions and a fumble. DK Metcalf, 6 catches for 71 yards. And Tyler Lockett had a touchdown catch. So the Bucks get a big win in Germany and get back to 500 with a 5-5 record. Tom Brady and the Bucks finally got things going with 419 total offensive yards. And the Bucks were able to rush for 161 on the ground, while the Seahawks only had 39 rushing yards. The highlight was the trick play where Tom Brady played receiver. Leonard Fournette threw to him, but Tom Brady slipped and the ball was picked. The Bucks defense was able to get 3 sacks and a fumble against Geno Smith, and Tom Brady is now 4-0 in international games and now 2-0 since getting divorced. The Seahawks' 4-game winning streak is now snapped. They were down 21-3 in the fourth quarter, made it 21-16, but couldn't complete the comeback. They struggled to run the ball, which is something they've done well all season, and they're now 6-4. The next game is the Lions beating the Bears 31-30. Jared Goff, 236 passing, a touchdown, no interceptions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 10 catches for 119. As for Justin Fields, 167 passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. But he also had a 147 rushing with 2 rushing touchdowns. Tight end Cole Kmet had 4 catches for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Lions win a thriller against their divisional rival to go to 3-6. It was 24-10. Bears were winning in the fourth quarter when the Lions scored with DeAndre Swift to make it 24-17. The next Bears possession, Justin Fields throws a pick 6, which ties the game 24-24. Fields bounces back. His very next possession, he has a 67 rushing yard touchdown, which makes the game 30-24, but their kicker misses the extra point. With 2.5 minutes left in the fourth, the Lions score to take a lead, 31-30. Justin Fields is sacked on 4th and 8, which seals the game. It was an epic win for the Lions, but a heartbreaking loss for the Bears. The Bears were able to rush for over 200 yards again, with 258 rushing yards, and outside of a pick 6, Justin Fields, he played phenomenal yet again. He accounted for 314 total yards of offense, where the Bears had 425 total offensive yards. The Bears are now 3-7. Next, the Dolphins beat the Browns 39-17. Tua Tagovailoa, 287 passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jeff Wilson Jr., $119 rushing and a touchdown. Trent Sherfield, 4 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown. Alec Engel had a touchdown catch, and Tyreek Hill had a touchdown catch. As for Browns QB, Jacoby Brissett, 212 passing, a touchdown, no interceptions. Nick Chubb, 63 rushing yards, a touchdown, and a fumble. And Donovan Peoples-Jones, 5 catches for 99 yards. So the Dolphins moved to 7-3, and they've won 4 straight. Tua was great, but the run game absolutely slashed the Browns for 195 rushing yards and 2 total touchdowns. And the Dolphins' offense had 497 total yards, as the Browns' offense had their troubles in this game, but the Browns' defense is what really got shredded. They couldn't stop the run to save their life, and now the Browns are 3-6. Next, the Titans beat the Broncos 17-10. Ryan Tannehill, 255 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Nick Westbrook-Nakina, 5 catches for $119 and 2 touchdowns. As for Russell Wilson, 286 passing, a touchdown and interception. And Cortland Sutton, 6 catches for 66 yards. So the Titans moved to 6-3 with Ryan Tannehill back under center as the quarterback. Derrick Henry and the Titans' run game was shut down with only 63 rushing yards, but the Titans' wide receiver core finally got it going, something they desperately needed, and the Titans' defense got 6 sacks and an interception in the final seconds of the game, which sealed the win for them. And the Broncos, as for them, they had an early 10-0 lead, but couldn't build off it as they got shut down in the second half, scoring no points. The Broncos' run game was non-existent with 65 rushing yards, and the Broncos are now 3-6. Next, the Vikings beat the Bills in overtime, 33-30. Kirk Cousins, 357 passing, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Dalvin Cook, 119 rushing and a touchdown. And Justin Jefferson, 10 catches for $143 and a touchdown. As for Bills QB Josh Allen, 330 passing. He had a touchdown, 2 interceptions, 84 rushing yards and a fumble. Devin Singletary, 2 rushing touchdowns and a fumble. And Stephon Diggs, 12 catches for $128. So the Vikings win their 7th straight game in a thrilling overtime victory to go to 8-1. And this easily was the game of the year. This had so much drama, so much suspense. The Vikings were down 27-10 late in the third quarter when Dalvin Cook rips a 71-yard touchdown run to make it 27-17. Next Bills possession, it's 4th and 2, and they're inside the Vikings red zone. They're at the 10-yard line, and Josh Allen gets picked in the end zone. The Vikings respond with the touchdown, but then all of a sudden, their kicker, Greg Joseph, missed the extra point, so it's still 27-23 Bills. The Bills have to punt. The Vikings get the ball back. Kirk Cousins gets sacked back-to-back, making it 4th and 18 with 2 minutes left. But then Cousins throws deep to Justin Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson makes the catch of the year, maybe one of the greatest catches of all time, one-handed between 2 defenders, converting the 4th and 18. The Bills were able to stop a quarterback sneak at the goal line on 4th and goal with just 44 seconds left. But then the very next play, Josh Allen and the Bills, they are pinned deep at their own goal line. Josh Allen tries to sneak it forward. He fumbles, and the Vikings recover for a touchdown to take a 30-27 lead. But then with 30 seconds left in the game, Josh Allen drives downfield, gets the game-tying field goal to go to overtime, 30-30. And in overtime, on the Vikings' first possession, they get a field goal, making it 33-30. Next Bills possession, Josh Allen is picked at the Vikings' goal line, and the Vikings get the win. So the Vikings overcame a lot. They overcame 2 Kirk Cousins interceptions. They were down 17, which they overcame, and then they overcame this 4th and 18 play where Justin Jefferson made a crazy catch. As for Josh Allen and the Bills, Josh Allen was a little bit too reckless with the ball, causing 3 turnovers, and the Bills are now 6-3. The next game we got, the Giants beat the Texans 24-16. Daniel Jones, 197 rushing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Saquon Barkley, $152 rushing and a touchdown. And Darius Slayton, 3 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. As for Davis Mills, 319 passing, a touchdown, and an interception. The rookie running back, Dameon Pierce, 94 rushing yards and a fumble. And the Giants go to 7-2 with this win. Daniel Jones played mistake-free football. The Giants ran all over the Texans for 191 total yards. The Giants defense had an interception, a fumble, and 4 sacks. And the Texans could have won this game but shot themselves in the foot. Dameon Pierce fumbled at the Giants' 10-yard line. Davis Mills was picked off in the end zone. And too many penalties for the Texans, including a Brandon Cooks touchdown that was called back. The Texans now lost 4 straight games. They have 1 win, 7 losses, and 1 tie on the season. Next, the Chiefs take care of the Jaguars, 27-17. Pat Mahomes, 331 passing, 4 touchdowns and an interception. Travis Kelce, 6 catches, 81 yards and a touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had a touchdown catch, and Kadarius Toney had a touchdown catch. It was his first of his career. As for Trevor Lawrence, 259 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Christian Kirk, 9 catches for 105 and 2 scores. So the Chiefs moved to 7-2 behind another phenomenal performance under Pat Mahomes. The Chiefs' offense was just way too much for the Jags' defense. The Chiefs' defense was able to get 5 sacks. And Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, played a great game. They were down 20-0, but started to rally a comeback. But the Jags offense was unable to get the run game going. They were outrushed 155-75. The Jags are now 3-7. Next, the Steelers beat the Saints 20-10. The rookie Kenny Pickett had 199 rushing, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but he had 51 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. The rookie receiver George Pickens had a rushing touchdown, and running back Najee Harris 99 yards rushing. As for Saints QB Andy Dalton, 174 passing, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Tight end Juwan Johnson, 5 catches, 44 yards and a touchdown. So the Steelers get a win coming off their bye and move to 3-6. Kenny Pickett had a lot of turnovers. It's been an issue for him this year, but had 0 turnovers in this game. The Steelers' run game finally got going with 217 total yards. and TJ Watt returned, and you could see how the Steelers' defense was playing great, causing 2 sacks and 2 interceptions, and the Saints' offense was just horrid. They only had 30 total rushing yards and 204 total offensive yards compared to the Steelers' 416 offensive yards. The Saints' defense was able to get 6 sacks, but their offense couldn't help them out, and the Saints are now 3-7. Next is the Colts beating the Raiders 25-20. Matt Ryan, 222 passing, a touchdown, no interceptions, and a rushing touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, $147 rushing and a touchdown. And Paris Campbell, 7 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Derek Carr, 248 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 78 rushing yards and a touchdown. And Devontae Adams, 9 catches for $126 and a touchdown. So the Colts, they bring Matt Ryan back under center as the quarterback, and they get the win to go to 4 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie on the season. And how about the newly hired Colts head coach, Jeff Saturday, gets his first NFL win as the head coach and is now 1-0 as a head coach in the NFL. Matt Ryan was benched for 2 games, but he comes back with a great game. He had 260 total yards and 2 total touchdowns and a game-winning drive. Jonathan Taylor had an amazing game as well. He ran for 147 out of the 207 Colts rushing yards. And it was good to see him back after struggling this year with some injuries. He couldn't really get going. So it's good to see him back out there. And as for the Raiders, they lose another close game. I feel really bad for Derek Carr. After the game, he was in tears at the post-game press conference, expressing how much it hurts him to see his team losing. And the head coach, Josh McDaniels, he shouldn't be a head coach. Very, very solid offensive coordinator with the Patriots, but we've seen what he's done as a head coach with the Broncos before. It did not go well, and now he's head coach as the Raiders, and they aren't doing a good job as the Raiders are 2-7. Next, the Cardinals beat the Rams 27-17. Colt McCoy, 238 passing, a touchdown, no interceptions. James Conner, 69 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, 10 catches for 98 yards. John Wolford of the Rams, 212 passing, a touchdown, interception, and a fumble. And tight end Tyler Higbee, 8 catches for 73 yards. So the Cardinals beat their divisional rival on the road with Colt McCoy replacing the injured Kyler Murray to go to 4-6. Colt McCoy did a great job by not turning the ball over. Cardinals defense had 3 sacks, an interception, and a fumble. And John Wolford replaced the injured Matt Stafford, who had a concussion. And he had a pretty rough game. The Rams' offense as a whole has just been extremely disappointment, and it's going to get even worse because they placed wide receiver Cooper Kupp on IR with an ankle injury. The Rams' nightmare season continues as they fall to 3-6. The next game is the Packers beating the Cowboys in overtime 31-28. Aaron Rodgers, 224 passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a fumble. Aaron Jones, 138 rushing and a touchdown. And the rookie, Christian Watson, 4 catches for 107 and 3 touchdowns. Dak Prescott, 265 passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tony Pollard had 115 rushing and a touchdown, and CeeDee Lamb, 11 catches, 150 and 2 scores. So the Packers snapped their 5-game losing streak and go to 4-6. The Packers were down 28-14 in the 4th quarter, and then they were able to rally a comeback to 28-28 and sent the game to overtime where they get the game-winning field goal for the win. And the Packers ran all over the Cowboys defense for 207 rushing yards. And it hurts me to say this, Cowboys Nation, but Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they still own us. No matter how bad they are, they still find a way to beat us. And there's no excuses for the Cowboys to win this game, especially with a 14-point lead in the 4th quarter. This L falls on the whole team. Dak has to be better. After Aaron Rodgers fumbles inside of his own 10, Dak returns the favor by throwing a pick in the end zone, which leads to a Packers touchdown. Then Dak throws another interception that leads to a touchdown, which makes it 14-7 Packers. And Dak was able to bounce back with the offense, though. They went on a 21-0 run after his 2 interceptions. But in the 4th quarter in OT, he really couldn't put any drives together offensively. But the Cowboys defense needs to get some blame, too. They were putrid. They got gashed all over in the run and passing game. I don't know why Micah Parsons wasn't blitzing Aaron Rodgers at all. And Mike McCarthy ruined his welcome back and revenge game to Green Bay with his play calling. Instead of trying the 50-yard field goal, they go for a 4th and 4 and fail in overtime, which leads to the Packers driving down the field and winning with the field goal of their own. And I get it. You don't want to miss the field goal and have Rodgers drive downfield and get the win, but that 4th and 4 play, it led to the same result. And in the fourth quarter, the Cowboys had more passing plays than run plays, which makes no sense considering the Dallas offense with Tony Pollard and company were able to run all over the Packers. Penalties also killed the Cowboys. Rookie receiver Jalen Tolbert jumped off sides. The center Connor McGovern was called for holding, which erased a big run play. And let's not forget, the cornerback Jair Alexander of the Packers literally tackled CeeDee Lamb on a pass play that wasn't called at all. But, there's really no reason why the Cowboys lost this game. They go to 6-3. Next, we have the Niners beating the Chargers 22-16. Jimmy G, 240 passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and a rushing touchdown. Christian McCaffrey had a rushing touchdown as well. And Brandon Ayuk, 6 catches, 84 yards, a touchdown and a fumble. Justin Herbert, 196 passing, a touchdown and interception. And receiver DeAndre Carter, 4 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. So the Niners pick up a win over another California team to go to 5-4. Jimmy G didn't turn the ball over, which contributed to the win. The Niners rushed for 157 yards on the ground, and the Niners defense had 3 sacks and an interception late in the game that sealed them the victory. And the Chargers looked good in the first half, but they didn't score a single point in the second half. And Austin Eckler in the run game was shut down with only 51 yards rushing. The Chargers are now 5-4. The final game is the Monday night game. The Commanders beat the Eagles 32-21. Taylor Heineke, 211 passing, no touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. The rookie running back, Brian Robinson, 86 rushing yards and a touchdown. Antonio Gibson had 44 rushing yards and a touchdown. And Terry McLaurin, 8 catches for $128. As for Jalen Hurts, 175 passing, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and a rushing touchdown. Devontae Smith, 6 catches, 39 yards, and a touchdown. And the tight end, Dallas Goedert, had a touchdown catch, but a fumble as well. The Commanders moved to 5-5 after snapping their divisional rivals' 8-0 start. Taylor Heineke, he didn't have the best game, but he made a very smart play towards the end, which pretty much ran the clock all the way down to the final seconds in the fourth, where he was about to get sacked on a 3rd down play, but he went to the ground. An Eagles defender hit him. The refs threw the flag, which gave them a new set of downs, and that pretty much ran the clock out. And the Commanders' run game absolutely gashed the Eagles' defense with 152 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Commanders' defense, they had a sack, an interception, and 3 fumbles. One was in the final 5 seconds of the game that led to a touchdown for them as well. And the Commanders' defense made the play of the game late in the fourth quarter when Jalen Hurts hit a bomb to receiver Quez Watkins. Watkins dove for the ball. He wasn't touched, so he gets up and starts running. But then he got hit from behind, the ball pops out, and the Commanders recovered it, which essentially won them that game. The Eagles' undefeated season is no more, and if my Cowboys won on Sunday, I'd be more ecstatic about it, but I still love seeing the Eagles lose. They had 4 total turnovers. You can't win a game with 4 total turnovers, and the Eagles are now 8-1 on the season. So that's it for my Week 10 recap around the NFL. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Instagram. Do what you can to like, share, and promote my content. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day.